Chris Apps here. I've been making bagpipe reeds for the last 34 years and recently came up with a product called the PitchGuard. In conjunction with McCallum bagpipes, we've developed a system called the split stock system. Now we have the functionality of the PitchGuard plus McCallum split stock. This means that this can now be put in any pipe. This part ties into any bag and this part plugs in. There is a valve inside that opens and closes, which turns the chanter off or on. Here's one that's already been set up. So here's the attachment up here, hemp, and down here sits the chanter and the reed. It's not designed to improve playing. It does protect the reed and it acts as an internal chanter cap. So you don't physically have to take the whole thing out of the pipes whenever you want to stop playing. Once set, the reed will sit inside the stock and there's no need to keep taking it in and out of the stock in order to dry cap it. You can just turn the valve off and then take it out of the pipes. This part here will be attached to the pipe bag. So here, as you can see, you have a chanter cap which can stay on the pipes for the duration of the reed's life. So before the split stock, I used to warm my reed up like this, just blowing through it. Now there has been a time where I've actually chipped the end of the reed, putting it into my mouth, which is not good. So this has an added benefit of making sure you don't break your reed between sessions. So you want to warm up, open the valve, blow through it for about 30 seconds. Now that gives the same amount of moisture as you would have done with it out, but you've avoided the possibility of any kind of breakage to the reed. It's kept it safe within the stock. And then once you've done it, turn the valve off and that holds all that moisture in there. On the day of a competition or when the band's practicing, you have a little break between sessions, you can just turn the valve off. So this is a chanter cap. It's going to hold some of the moisture in and some of the warmth. So when it comes time to have the next session, you can just open the valve up, play the chanter, and it will be much closer in tune than it would have been if it was all open and drying out between sessions. So it'll take you, say, 5 minutes to get out to pitch rather than 15. This is also true for soloists. Imagine you're at competition, you've just played the MSR, and you've got a bit longer to wait than you would like between the MSR and the PitchGuard, for instance. In that situation, you can close it off again, you can retain the moisture, and when it comes time to warm up for the PitchGuard, it's going to take you a lot less time to do it because you've got all that moisture held in there. So for competing pipe bands, this is ideal because each stock is the same size. Now the size of stock can make a difference to the sound of the reed and when it pitches, top hand especially, so this standardises it. Another benefit of using this is the fact you can turn the chanter off and tune your drones. Now sometimes you're in a situation where there's lots of noise going around you. You know what it's like in competitions, there's a platform here, there and everywhere. You'll be able to hear the drones much more clearly without the chanter going, so you've got that isolated. So another benefit, a student using this will be able to learn how to tune drones, turn the chanter off, isolate the drones. They can get a much better feel for what's going on without worrying about taking the chanter reed out and corking it, having the risk of damaging the reed. Now the valve can also be adjusted to restrict the amount of air pressure reaching the reed. This means it can blow a very, very easy reed, and you can adjust the valve so you have a buffer there. So say you're playing an 18 and you blow it too hard, the top hand goes way out of pitch. This will give you a buffer of about 4 or 5 inches of water. So if you go up that far, it will stay in pitch. So it's much safer for playing easy reeds. It makes it much easier to play easy reeds. Also, during attacks, sometimes bands tend to overblow at the start there. If you set the valve up to where it's controlling the pressure and not allowing too much pressure to get to the reed, startups, introductions will be much, much better. I use it all the time. I don't need to. I've been playing pipes for 52 years now. I know how to tune them. However, there are situations where you can't make too much noise, such as at a gig. Sometimes there's nowhere to tune up. no warm-up area. Sometimes you're in a field and the funeral party are over there somewhere just coming in. So you can turn the chanter off, tune the drones, and at least the drones are in tune. If you have enough time, you can just open the valve up and give a quick low A on the chanter just to make sure they're in tune, and then you can turn it off again, retune them, and do a quick low A. It's much less noisy. It doesn't interrupt what they're doing like it would do without it. For a non-competing band, you have a lot of people learning, coming up into the ranks. Some of them know all the tunes, some of them know some of them. If you want them to stay in the circle and not play, they can just turn it off, and when they're ready to play again, when they know the next tune, turn it back on again, join straight back in. This is great for performances if you're out in the public. If you're on a parade and somebody gets tired or they don't know the tune, just turn the chanter off again. It still stays inflated, it looks like you're playing, and the drones are still going, so you don't have the added exertion of playing the pipe chanter reed. When you're ready to go again, you just open it up. With a parade band or a grade 1 band, this product has benefits for everybody.